You know, you've heard this name before. America's frontline doctor burst on the scene during COVID. Dr. Simone Gold, thank you for coming by. Thank you for all that you're doing. Let's get an update. It's been a year since I've talked to you. Talk about what's happening.
For sure. So America's Frontline Doctors, we're pretty busy. We just we just submitted an amicus brief in the USA versus Skermeti case, which is about the transgender mutilation of our children. That's a big deal.
Absolutely is a big deal.
Yeah. And we also just produced our a second movie, actually, called whatisadoctor.org. Really, what is a doctor? Is a doctor somebody who's truth teller, a healer, reality-based, or is a doctor somebody who lies to you and offers you negative things like Dr. Fauci did? So whatisadoctor.org, we explore the lines that doctors crossed during the COVID years, and then we progress to 2024 in the transgender ideology. Whatisadoctor.org, you'll love it.
Well, yeah, we should. We need to watch that. The whole thing is, we had some people on here earlier, like Chloe Cole, who came out and said she not only did she lose, friends, but the doctors themselves turned on her, who were supposed to be giving care, when she decided, like, this isn't what I want to do. She felt bullied into this whole thing, and
it's the medical industry it's shameful what has happened to doctors. My dad was a doctor. Being a doctor was honorable.
Right. It was.
Now many doctors are using their knowledge really against patients who have less knowledge. We won't tolerate that. So America's Frontline Doctors, we have a lot of freedom doctors, a lot of independent thinkers. We say no to the insurance, we say no to the medical industrial complex, and we bring people like you, people like your viewers, the truth. One of those truths is whatisadoctor.org.
Okay, so they can see, is that documentary? It's out now?
It's a documentary, it's out now, and we're actually streaming it for free because it's so important that you see this and you become empowered.
Okay,
and
awesome.
Chloe, I believe Chloe has seen it. It's an outstanding film.
All right, whatisadoctor.org. All right, so go watch that.
Yeah.
We'll watch it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it. All right, goldcare.com. Last time we talked, it was that you were really just kind of rolling that out.
Exactly.
Talk about that.
That is the most exciting thing to come from the COVID years. So we saw doctors not put patients' best interests first. We absolutely saw the break in the doctor-patient relationship. Before 2020, we thought maybe a doctor was some were better, some were worse, but we never thought that they didn't care about their patient. And we saw undeniably that doctors did not care about their patients. They let them take lethal treatments. They didn't give them early treatments. They told them to stay home until they were blue. Unacceptable. So we Freedom Doctors got together and we launched a business, goldcare.com. Goldcare.com is national telemedicine all over the nation. We have doctors in every state.
Wow.
And how we use it is you come and you join. You become a member. Very low price, Gene. It's $10 a month, $20 for a family. And then you get access to all the education. We have webinars. We have lectures by some amazing experts. We have classes, nutrition classes and spirituality classes. And then if you need to see a doctor, you then pay as you go. It's very transparent. $100 for every 15 minutes. And you just book the amount of time you want with a like-minded Freedom doctor who's unbiased. Another thing we do is we put together naturopathic doctors and allopathic doctors. We've got it all.
Well, now, and you're not supposed to do that, right?
Yeah, so nobody told me. I don't listen very well to direction.
But that's amazing that you're because it's been two competing tracks.
And by the way, that's mostly in America. That's not true in other nations. There were lawsuits that started they divided the naturopath doctors from prescription writing doctors. That division needs to stop. Sometimes you need a prescription, a lot less often than you think you need a prescription, and you need access to all the information to decide.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, we also want people to be prepared. We don't want you to have a pharmacist that tells you can't get this medicine. Absolutely not. Goldcare.com, we have preparedness prescription packs that you can buy. And then we mail them to you. I want you to have in your medicine cabinet hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, zithromax, prednisone. I want you to have those medicines at home. So when you need it, nobody else can block you from it.
Oh, that's awesome. Goldcare.com. You don't have an excuse anymore. I think thank you for doing that. Because we meet people so many times that are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know, they can't
get... This is the solution. And by the way, it is honestly your civic obligation. Anybody who's hearing my voice who knows your show, this is your civic obligation. The reason I'm doing this is twofold. One is you need a good doctor. You need to trust... But the other reason is the macro reason. I learned in 2021 that the people behind the vaccine mandates, the constricting, were the insurance companies. We're not talking Pfizer, Moderna. I'm saying that it was Kaiser, it was United Health Group, it was Blue Cross. It benefited them financially to force the mandates. It's a complicated reason, but we found that out in discovery. You as a freedom-fighting person, a person who's putting your voice out there, should not be carrying an insurance policy. Now, Medicare age is different, but average working class age people who believe as we believe, should not be carrying and paying for Blue Cross and Kaiser. We will show you a better way, and I'm going to shock you and everybody.
Come on.
I have not had health insurance for more than 10 years. Right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
You think, how could you live in America without health insurance? I will teach you how to do it responsibly. Goldcare.com.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, well, we need to talk more about this. Yeah, that's great. All right, so I got to go there. Let's talk about J6 and what happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of came through that. One of my favorite stories is watching you come out of your prison, with your hair and cornrows. And I'm like, look at that, dropping down, doing push-ups. I'm like, look at you. Let's talk about that experience and what it did for you.
Yeah, so, I think if the other side throws all this at you and they think they're going to destroy you, I think it's not true. I think you come back twice as strong. I'm really not afraid of anything at this point. I mean, most of us are afraid of jail, losing our freedom, and it's horrible, and it was a terrible experience. But you know what? I did it. So what are you going to threaten me with today? Like, you're not going to scare me. It was terrible. It was selective persecution, selective prosecution by our government. Thank God that Trump is in office. We J6ers, the real J6ers, are going to be bringing a lawsuit against the DOJ for having done this. DOJ, the FBI, and the Bureau of Prison for having done this. They violated our constitutional rights. They violated our civil rights. You remember that I'm a lawyer. The illegality, there were so many illegal things. The U.S. prosecutors lied during trials. The district court judges were heinous. They were convicting and the defendants in front of them before they were even hearing the stories. And I also wrote a book that's coming out in about 2 months. It's called Selective Persecution, and it uses my J6 story to explain kind of the infrastructure fascism that we have in our nation.
Wow. Let's just, that so many good things, goldcare.com and whatisadoctor.org. How did we get to this place in the medical community where we have such an issue with the doctors?
Yes, there's a few reasons, but a really straightforward one to understand, that my father, who was a doctor, was a small business owner. He was in practice for himself. During the 70s, 80s, certainly in the 70s, 80s, about 85% of doctors were self-employed. It was their own practice. So today it's flipped. Today about 85% of doctors are not self-employed. They are working for somebody else, typically a large hospital corporation, or it ends up down the line, it's really a large insurance company. Essentially, they're serving a corporate master. The problem is when the corporate master comes into conflict with what the patient needs. So the corporate master drives the paycheck.
Right.
If they had policies, if the corporation set down a policy, no ivermectin, no hydroxychloroquine, then the doctor didn't do it. So we need doctors to be small business owners again. The only way you as a patient will get a straight answer is if you have a doctor who's working for you. I'm a lawyer too. Lawyers work for their clients. You pay them an hourly. Gold Care, you become a member for $10. Then you have access when you need a doctor, and you just pay them hourly. You want 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes, you just pay them for their time. That's it. It's very clean, it's very transparent. You get a doctor's advice in your pocket. We want people with insurance to come to us or without insurance. If you don't have insurance, I will teach you exactly how to do like I do, be done with the insurance model, because it's constricting you. But if you have insurance, I almost want you to come to me more, because you need to get the straight answer. If your doctor tells you you need X, Y, Z, is that true? Do you need X, Y, Z? So,
well, I mean, you saying, going back to the COVID question, I know I'm bouncing all over the place. My mind's going, we were bashing Pfizer and all these companies, but you're saying it was really the insurance companies that were driving so much of that.
It was two different things. So Pfizer and Moderna had a financial interest in the shots.
Right.
But what is unknown is that the insurance companies had an interest in the mandates. Okay? I am really...
So they had that all wrapped up, the mandates and then the shots.
Correct. But everyone here who believes as we believe, who is very anti-tyranny and pro-freedom, is paying premiums to companies that are constricting your premiums. The reason I didn't have health insurance for 10 years ago is because I was an insider. I knew the drill. I knew what it was. I wanted maximum freedom, maximum ability to choose my doctor that I wanted, and a financial safety net. That's why you have insurance. Yeah. So I want to teach everybody to get off the fake, the belief that they need medical insurance to have financial safety net. They do not. We will teach you how at goldcare.com. And if you choose to stay with your insurance because you're used to it, it's mother's milk, you sort of understand it.
Sure.
No problem. You twice as important to have a Gold Care doctor who can give you advice when you need, and then you can go back to your insurance doctor as an informed consumer.
That's amazing.
It is.
It's not Simone Gold. What do you think, guys? Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you so much
for coming by.
It's a pleasure.
With me now, Callie Means. Callie, thank you for going by Flashpoint today.
Oh, proud to be here.
You're talking about TrueMed. Explain what your company's all about.
Oh, my company, TrueMed, it's really what Bobby Kennedy, Trump are saying. It's why do we have a sick care system where 95% of all medical spending goes to managing disease after we're sick? You actually have flexibility in the system right now where your doctor could give you a doctor's note for recommending exercise or healthy food, and you can use HSA, FSA dollars for that, so we enable that. But it's just a small example of where I think our country could go, where we just need flexibility for the American patient. Kids are getting sad and they're getting straight to an SSRI. They have high cholesterol, they're going straight to a statin. Just from a medical, clinical, reality, we should be recommending more root cause interventions to the American people.
So how do people that are watching, we're all over the United States here. So let's talk about, what is it that you talk about the sick care system that we're really operating. I think everybody understands exactly what you mean. How do we change that? How do we change this, the whole system needs to be upended and started over in a lot of ways. How do we change that?
Yeah, so the foundational issue in America when it comes to health, I think it's the biggest public policy and I think spiritual issue that we face really is that our largest industry, the healthcare industry, profits when a child is sick and they're sick for a long period of time. So chronic disease is the greatest profit maximizing invention in the history of American capitalism. But it's not capitalism, there's corporate cronyism. So when you look at the pharmaceutical industry, they make money when someone's sick and they're able to get diabetes, get obesity, get fatty liver disease, get all these depression, all these range of cascading chronic issues, and then you have a pill and you have treatment for life on those things. We manage them. The hospitals, they're fee for service. My friends from Harvard Business School, that work at hospitals, their KPIs are how many beds they're filling, how many sick patients there are. That is how they grow.
The focus is wrong.
Yeah, the focus of every single lever of our healthcare system is how do we get more sick patients? And because that's the invisible hand of our largest industry, healthcare is the largest industry in the country and the fastest growing. Wow. It's the biggest source of American inflation is rising healthcare costs. And what are we getting? We're dying earlier, we're getting fatter, we're getting more depressed, we're becoming more infertile. So as we spend more, we're getting sicker. It doesn't make much sense. We live 10 years less than our friends in Japan or Switzerland. That's a scandal. That's a scandal. We're spending 3 times more per capita on healthcare. So changing that incentive, the American people, everyone here wants to be healthy, but we have trillions of dollars of incentives for us and our children to be sick, and that's what we need to solve. We need to go right at that.
Get specific. What kind of issues here that to get sick? Explain.
Yeah, well, I'll get specific. I've been working with President Trump's team and Bobby Kennedy, and have been with the transition since the win. We have a golden age of health ahead of us, and getting very specific, the NIH right now spends 90% of their money on pharma R&D. Day one, President Trump has said he's going to direct the NIH to answer one question: why are we getting sick? Why are kids getting sick? That's a transformation. The NIH right now is not reviewing pharmaceutical products. Right now, 50% of pharmaceutical products, you can't replicate the study that led to its approval. So replication of pharmaceutical studies. Bobby Kennedy obviously has talked about vaccines. All they're asking for with that issue is to continue doing science, to continue doing trials. I don't think anyone's against that. So the NIH is going to get to the science. What is glyphosate doing, this chemical that they're putting on our foods that's banned in every other country? You have to wear a hazmat suit to spray it. It kills everything in sight. We're told that that's safe, but there hasn't been any analysis of it. Let's just look at the inputs that are impacting our health and get the truth, get the science right. That's going to be a huge win for President Trump. I'll tell you, and the people on the left might not believe this, it's true. President Trump has no ideology when it comes to healthcare. He is instructing to get back to scientific inquiry. So that's number one. Number two, you get to the FDA, drug approvals. It costs $2 billion to get a drug approved. The FDA helps big pharma because they don't want competition. They don't want, these interesting AI apps that can give us better preventative health, interesting diagnostic tools to let us know when we have cancer earlier. Those are all being blocked right now. So deregulation of the FDA, getting conflicts of interest out of the FDA, it's 75% funded by pharma right now. Why is a regulatory agency funded by the industry it's supposed to regulate? That makes no sense. And then lastly, you get to Dr. Oz at the CMS. This is an industry a lot, it's kind of a boring, agency. It's the biggest agency in government. The CMS, Medicare, Medicaid, it's bigger than the Defense Department, bigger than the intelligence agency. All the money and the codes. So you won't believe this. Some might know this, but they outsource code creation to the American Medical Association, okay? That's a pharma lobbying group. You can't even make this up, but a pharma lobbying group makes our codes that dictate 20% of the US economy. So if you're at the doctor's office, you're going by what the AMA code says. The AMA, to this day, as we sit here today, says that there's no age limit for gender transition surgeries. They actually put out a press release recently saying it's anti-science to question gender transition surgery for 2-year-olds. I'm not even joking. There's no age limit. That's the judgment of the group that we have outsourced as a government medical decision-making to.
That's bizarre. So how do we get that back?
These are all bold executive actions that can be taken very quickly. You can get corruption out of the FDA very quickly. You can direct where NIH funding could go. You can direct CMS to have more flexibility. The central tenet of what President Trump and Bobby Kennedy have talked about is twofold. Give Americans the truth, okay? Let's have the truth so they can make informed decisions. This is not about banning anything. I think we should have drugs, we should have cigarettes, we should have Coca-Cola, whatever. It's all on the table. Like, let it out there. It's a free country. But there should be informed consent. Yeah. There should be knowledge. So if you have the knowledge from that patients have, then let them make their own decision. Get rid of the mandates. Yeah. Have the Medicare and Medicaid and all of our insurance allow flexibility. Why does a child who's overweight right now or obese, 12 years old, why is the standard of care, it just changed this year, it's for them to go to Ozempic shots. Those are lifetime drugs.
Oh my goodness.
That's the lifetime.
For 12-year-olds?
For 12-year-olds. That's what the American Academy of Pediatrics says. The American Academy of Pediatrics says, don't wait and see. First line defense. Don't wait until dietary interventions fail. That's a lifetime drug. Patients should have flexibility. Obviously, we should have incentives of our healthcare system. If a child is overweight or obese, we should put them on a path of curiosity about what they're eating. Sure. In Europe, in Denmark, where they make Ozempic, they have, government healthcare incentivized food as medicine plans. I mean, we should just have these options. There should be no mandates for what Americans should be putting in their bodies or eating, but we should be incentivizing the right thing. The big question of this MAHA movement is how do we take the $4.5 trillion we're spending on healthcare and incentivize the clinically best interventions to reverse disease and increase American thriving. Right now, the question is how do we profit from Americans being sick?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I saw you on, you and your sister on Tucker, and you were talking about the book Good Energy, which we got. Explain for the people watching what's in there.
Yeah, Good Energy is that we are being lied to, and it's much more simple than we're told. 90% of medical costs and 90% of deaths in the United States are chronic lifestyle conditions, right? The things that are torturing our country are heart disease, depression, infertility, diabetes, these things that we're all dealing with. 38% of teens have prediabetes right now. What my sister talks about, I wrote the book with her, it's in her voice, is at Stanford Med School, all these are siloed, right? The diabetes doctor doesn't talk to the psychiatrist and doesn't talk to the cardiologist and doesn't talk to the neurologist. That's right. If you have all these conditions, which we all have, you're sent to different doctors with different treatment plans, okay?
That's correct.
What the book is saying is that these are all interconnected. They're all interconnected to basic things. And those things are food, the pharmaceutical industrial complex. It's clearly causing our cells and our metabolic health problems that we're overloaded with pharmaceuticals. That's a big problem. Sleep, exercise, chronic stress, having a phone. These are basic things, and they're not necessarily bad things. It's not bad that we have some pharmaceuticals. It's not bad that we have cell phones. It's not bad that we have artificial light, and that's disrupting our circadian rhythm. But we should know about these things. These things are impacting our metabolic health, and we ignore these things, right? We ignore that kids right now at school receive less time outside than a maximum security prison, okay?
Wow.
They're sitting at a desk under artificial lights, not getting any movement. We're so sedentary right now that 77% of the American young people can't join the military, okay?
Yeah.
But we just drug them. When they get depressed or fidgety or a little bit high cholesterol, we drug them. We don't ask about these root cause factors. We can have a revolution in health if in America we become more curious about the awe of the interconnectivity of our body and get back to incentivizing better root cause outcomes for our American patients and American kids.
All right. Good energy. How can the people get the book?
It's available everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Callie, thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you. Appreciate it.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Give him